first thing to get off. From last week's lab, there was two ways you can do that. You can use these holes to compress the tensioner and then take it off in its compressed position. Makes it easier to put it back in, or you can just take the bolts out and then compress it later before you. So our approach is going to be to compress this. Probably going to be challenging to video that. When compressing this piston is spring loaded, has to be compressed, and this ratcheting mechanism has to be released by raising right in here. This has to go up, and then you put this special tool in this hole. Doing this while photographing is going to be difficult. May not work. We may end up seeing what it looks like when it's all done. So we start off with, here I am in an awkward position back behind it, trying to get it to go. So I'm going underneath. If I can't, it'd be easier if I could see inside, but I'm back behind it. Anyway, it feels like I compressed it. Now, yeah, I did, but I don't know if it is going, but I can't hold it. A pry bar would be very helpful. And so don't know. This is probably not strong enough to do it. I was right about that. Pry bar. Down in the teeth of the sprocket. And I'm going to pry this direction. We should, leaving this in there, that's got the ratchet compressed. There it's compressed. Now if I can find a little hole in here without looking at it. Went into something, but why wouldn't that fall through somewhere in here and hold the ratchet mechanism in a compressed position. That's the plan. We just lost our screwdriver that was releasing the tensioner, but you can see now I found the slot just kind of accidentally, so you can see now it's loose. The chain is loose. And so now I can take that off, and I'll leave this paper clip in here, and then we can proceed with this assembly, which is pretty straightforward. It's just a matter of taking all these bolts out. That's on a pivot, so that just jumps out of there, pretty much. Like that, we have to get the chain off of it, so it's in a groove here. A bolt there, bolt bolt there on the guides. The guides should always be replaced in an engine rebuild. The mystery is what happened to my other camera. So we'll go ahead and do this. Kind of boring. If I don't bump my paper clip, everything's good. This one's pretty close to the tensioner. Should have put an extension on here, would have been a lot safer. There we go. Where we got the tensioner out. This has got to come off. Those bolts need to come off. I don't know if we can get this out. This is only on a pivot, and that's all that holds it in place. There we go. Comes right off. Just slides off. It's caught in a groove. Voila. That's it. That's all that holds it on. So we set that aside. Next we get these two out and we can get the chain off. The chain may come off now. And if we got enough slack, it does. So there's our chain off. For the moment, leave that on, but there's our separation for the cylinder head. It's got a bolt in the cylinder head and one in our socket. Probably, no, it's small. So there's our chain guide off.